Hello, Hollowheads. How are y'all doing today? Hopefully, you're doing pretty good. Um, so, not only in my last video, but pretty much every video, I get the same question, and I've even dove into it, and that being, what or how will you be able to sell your fuel on the exchange, or will you be able to sell your fuel on the exchange? And got all this information here already. Like, we know how that works. I have several videos explaining this all. But basically, this is the exchange and crypto world that you're familiar with, and we'll be moving over into here to this blank canvas and showing exactly how I believe it should work, which is not a fact, but I'm pretty sure that this is how it should work. Elaborate, lengthy, wordy, but very accurate. So let's go. Let's just get right into this. So basically, for an exchange, well, let's go over here. We are now in the mysterious, vast world of hollow fuel. And this is your hollow fuel app, or HAP. So if you see that term going around, like you've got like your app, you know what that is, like an application, but you've probably seen this term, HAP. It means what is happening. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't fucking mean that. It just means hollow app, or hollow chain application. Hollow chain app. Right? Okay. So this is just an app that is running on the hollow chain framework. Good to go. All right. So anyway, so you've got your hollow fuel app now. This will work on probably your computer and any mobile device that you have, like a tablet, iPad, Android, Apple phone, or iPhone. But yeah, so basically you'll have your app for your hollow fuel. And on this app, you'll have your balance of whatever you decided to swap from your hot wallet or to buy directly from the reserve. So, we will put the hollow fuel reserve here. And we already know that, like I said in my other videos, I want to keep just between the question that's at bait. Like, we already know that, we will eventually be able to, from our bank account, buy from the reserve and go into our hollow fuel app. And we also know that we will eventually be able to swap hot. Actually, we can do like a straight, oh, freaking crying out loud. I'm drunk. So we trade that to the hollow team during the swap, and then they put that in the reserve, and then it goes into your hollow app, right? So during the swap period of 6 months, we're going to get a 1-to-1, and then as well as if you were a host, you will be able to go back through that process, right? So, but only if you're a host. Only hosts get this option, right? So you're wondering, okay, so hosts are the only ones that can withdraw from the reserve. And eventually, after the swap, they won't need to do that. That will still be an option, but it won't be 1-to-1 anymore. It'll be whatever the difference is in the prices. So, like, let's say one hollow fuel is $1, and one hot is like 50 cents, right? So like that's on each side. So they basically would get 2 hot tokens for every 1 fuel after the swap, right? After that 1-to-1 time is over. So hopefully that makes sense. But as well as once this reserve gets built, they should actually be able to cash out and go right back into their bank account. Once again, this is only hosts, and hosts I'm pretty sure already know all this, so I'm just trying to let you guys know the difference between being a host and being a regular user. So regular losers, that's me. Regular users, they basically will have to wait for the exchangers to implement a hollow node. hollow node, and I don't even really know if they actually need the hollow nodes per se. I think all they'll need is actually their own hollow wallet. So we'll just say, here's the exchange's hollow wallet, EHW. So that's the exchange's hollow wallet. Now, they need to basically have a way of identifying the difference or the similarities between accounts. So what you'll probably have to do is register with the exchange and link your Hollow Fuel wallet to your exchange wallet. Because once you get the money in here, you know what to do with it already, right? Like that's known, right? So basically, you'll have an identification number, and they will register it to your identification number of your wallet. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So now, basically, what you should be able to do is trade them at whatever the exchange cost of Hollow Fuel is at the time. You trade them Hollow Fuel, and then they give you into your wallet whatever you decided to trade it for. So basically, at this point, that's the most simple version of it. Is you just trade the exchange the Hollow Fuel. They then have the Hollow Fuel here, but obviously the exchange doesn't want to pay you. Like, they're not going to pay you for the Hollow Fuel, right? I mean, eventually they might make a reserve account for it so that there's a more seamless transition and it's always available. But at the beginning, what's going to have to happen is essentially it's going to work like stocks. Let's see if I got my squat game going. Bam! So what's going to happen is it's going to work like stocks, where you have your buy orders and your sell orders, right? And basically, if you're trying to sell your fuel, right, like you put up 200 fuel. That's a really fucking crap too. 200 fuel at a price of let's say $1 per fuel, right? That's the price you want for your 200 fuel. Then, oh wait, that's the buyer. I got this backwards. All right, you want to buy 200 fuel at the price of $1. That's your goal. You're hoping that it dips down enough that you can pick up a buy order. And now sellers will look over here and be like, oh shit, I bought my fuel for here's a tip. I bought my fuel for 0.013 cents Canadian right now, and holy shit, I exchanged it for 1-to-1 from hot to fuel, so I've got a butt ton load of fuel, right? So having it bought it at 0.1, I'm willing to sell it for $1, no problem, and he only wants 200. Fuck yeah. So basically, you put up a sell order for 200 fuel at $1. And then the exchange goes, oh, okay, I've got a buyer and a seller that want the same thing. So they accept it. Probably you've already traded it to them, right? So you've put it into their hold, so into their wallet, their hold, and they know that you have that 200, and now your sell order or your sell order has been achieved. So basically, then once they sell that, they will then put that $200 into your wallet. It's literally that easy. You should be used to this kind of stuff. This is how stock market works. And you're probably already used to doing buy-sell orders depending on what exchange you use, right? Excuse me. So your next question probably is, and let's just clean up this board. And I know what your next question is because I keep getting asked it, is why the heck would people buy from the exchange when they can simply buy from the reserve, right? Like, why would they sell to the exchange? Why would they sell to the reserve? So, just freaking do a quick little cleaning. I wonder if there's any cleaning fetishes that I'm meeting here. The quota. Workout. All right, clean enough. Let's go. So, why the heck would people do that? So let's step away from Hollow Fuel and go to something that we all know, and that is wood. right? Wood's been pretty popular in the news because of the price increase and whatnot. I'm gonna switch tools. So essentially, you've got your, let's just say your distribution center. This is where they process all the wood and they sell it, right? So this is your distribution, distro, right? So places like, I'm in Canada, so we've got things like Home Depot, and we've got things like Lowe's. And basically, they'll sell to these exchanges, in which then you use your wallet linked to your bank account to buy from in exchange for wood into your connected property, which would be probably your yard, right? So you put money in and they give you wood. Boom. You can do that with them too. You put money in, they give you wood. So this is essentially how crypto works. Same idea, but digital. I know a lot of people need a physical, tangible thing, so this is hopefully what will help them cross that border. So basically, you're a smart guy, right? You know the price of wood's gonna go up. So what you do is actually you skip these guys and you go right to the distributor. And or even in the wood that you bought here, right? Like let's say you just bought it here, it doesn't matter. But what you do is you end up creating that connection, and now you've got, let's say, I've got 10 units of lumber. 10 units of lumber, and I bought it at $1 per unit. Now, the price of wood goes up at the distro, right, the reserve. So it's expensive for these exchanges or even these developers to buy from the reserve now, right? So if it's becoming expensive now, it's $2 per unit because of the price has gone up due to inflation, scarcity, due to the expansion of supply and demand, all that bullshit, right? So we know that the cloud computing market is ridiculously large and growing at a ridiculously fast pace, so this would be where that price increase comes from. So if the price of wood goes up, but you've bought it at half the price of what it's worth now, so you're sitting on all this lumber, what do? You go to a place like Facebook Messenger, right? This would be like an exchange like Binance or Crypto.com, things like that. So you go to Facebook Marketplace. I know I said Messenger, but whatever. Face mess, because my mess is a face, or my face is a mess. And then people, instead of buying from, from one of these sources or this source, they see you listing your lumber for $1 a pop, which is, well, you bought it at $1, so you want to sell it for $1.50, right? That's what you want to sell it for. You want to make a profit, but you also want to undercut the market. So basically, while it's available here, people will buy it, right? So as they're buying from here, obviously, this price will start to go down a bit. So this price gets down to about, like, let's say $1.75. Then you've run out of all of this discount supply, but you see that the price has gone down, so you re-up, buy more from there, and then sit on it again, and then basically rinse and repeat. Now, this has gone up to $5 at the distro or the reserve, and you bought it at $1.75, so rinse and repeat. Hopefully that makes sense. So my question to you is, knowing that how expensive cloud computing is and all that jazz and the increase in profit that it's going to take, what are you doing?